And welcome to another episode of More Than Dice. I'm Gonzo.
I'm John.
I'm Kathy. It's episode 198.
It is episode 198. I checked just to make sure. Type thing. So, today's episode, we are going to be talking about year-end review, what we're looking forward to in the next year. Talking about a bunch of movies, TV shows, some of the best stuff that we watched, some of the worst stuff that we watched. Um, and I'm going to be doing a bunch of hobbying. I'm going to be working on my demon that I was working on, and I actually have some questions for Kathy on it whenever we get started on everything. But before we do that, let's make sure we give a shout out to Muse on Minis for hosting and providing our awesome stream out for everybody else to see and hear on all the platforms. We also want to thank Mini Masterworks for sponsoring the podcast. Go and check him out. He has a lot of cool things going on. And he should have some new products pretty soon. I know that he was trying to get some more paints in, but of course, shipping and everything going on is kind of crazy. Yeah. So just give it some time, folks. Everybody's got some issues with shipping right now. I know that even like a couple of jobs that I went on, they were talking about, or interviews, I should say, they were talking about shipping issues. So it's just part of the way things are going, type stuff. So, do we have any shout outs this week? I don't think we did. We kind of checked, but we didn't think we did.
Nope.
Did not have any shout outs. So let's get to the very, very most important part of this stream. John, what are you drinking tonight?
Well, I got a new type of ginger beer, so I'm doing a dark and stormy.
Okay.
See if it's any good.
And what's all in the dark and stormy again?
Ginger beer, Kraken rum, and a little bit of lime juice.
Gotcha. Kathy, what are you drinking?
Never did a little bit of lime juice. I'm having a gin and tonic.
I'm doing the good old faithful Macallan's Scotch. Figured I would take a few sips of this tonight. Guys, make sure that you go get your vaccine. Make sure you get your booster if you haven't gotten it. John has a touch of echo.
Echo, 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 echo. John, 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 John.
There's no reason I should have echo.
I got it. That was my fault.
Damn it, Gonzo.
Got it fixed. Kathy's up as high as she can go.
Turn Kathy up.
Turn it up, Kathy.
I mean, I could talk. But why? Oh, that's right. It's a podcast. I probably should talk a little.
So.
See, that's just nobody's. Yeah. No one has turned me up at all.
Nope.
I'm the same.
So.
Only talking.
The one thing I did is I was trying something new with John's video, but that was a different story. That was for the Skype thing, but should have no issue with audio on that. But like I said, let's get back to the. Make sure that you're being safe out there, guys. Make sure you're wearing a mask. Make sure you're washing your hands. Make sure you just take care of yourself and others around you. Go get your vaccine. Go get your booster if you haven't gotten it. I don't know about anybody else, but the booster knocked me down for like 2 days.
And remember, the vaccine doesn't mean you're immune.
Correct.
It just means your symptoms probably won't be as bad.
Yeah, I know that when I got mine, I originally got Pfizer, and they gave me Moderna as a secondary. And they said I got mine like CVS. I don't know if anybody else has that around them, but that's what they gave me, and that's what they're doing is they're checking your vaccine card and actually giving you the opposite of what you got. Which I thought was interesting when I went to go get it. He says, we always give the opposite of whatever you got. So, I'm not going to argue with it. Like I said, but it knocked me down for about 2 days. It was kind of weary. Like I'd got the flu for a bit. So, pretty common. Other than that, guys, please be safe. Holiday season, if you need someone to talk to, need someone to yell at, need someone to play a game, hit one of us up. I'll definitely jump on. I'm still trying to get a job, so I'm kind of home most of the time unless I'm going on an interview. So I'll definitely jump in the game if you ask. Make sure that you look out for each other. Be safe if you're driving anywhere. And get there safe and get back safe. Cheers.
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 My little puppy is whining. He had to go to his crate for a little bit. Type thing. Something wrong, John?
Yeah, it's not great.
Not a
Oh,
good
this is
ginger
a new
beer.
thing you were trying?
Yeah, the new ginger beer. I went to a different grocery store. It's not great.
Oh, that's too bad.
Tolerable
Par for the
though.
course. I mean, whatever. It sort of fits how my life's going right now. So the fuck do I care?
So let's go ahead and switch over to the painting. Ooh, that's kind of washed out. Oh, just like normal. Painting cam is like completely
Worked.
borked. It's all completely
Yes.
whited. Let's see if I
I
can
don't-
figure that video. Let's turn down the brightness some. Boy, it's like really.
White is always really. That's just how white is.
Okay. It's like really bad.
Or is your work surface black? It's supposed to be black.
Yeah, my work surface is black.
But is it reflecting light on it too that's making it appear gray?
Yeah, that
'Cause
little
happens
crisscross.
with black.
Yeah, that little crisscross is definitely the reflection of the light that's there.
That just looks normal to me.
Yeah. Where's the-
Hey, Banyan.
There we go. Turn that exposure down. It was way too high. There you go. Do that. And then turn the brightness up. There we go. That's much better.
You say so.
Yeah, well,
It is. I
yeah.
can see the
yeah, you can see the miniature.
details in the palette, and I can see the details in the pin vise, which before was just like a blown out, just white rod.
That's my hobby desk. It is kind of clean, but you're only seeing a portion of it. You're not seeing behind that area. Type thing. All right, so let me switch over to that. Oh, and switch the camera. Come here, camera. My poor little puppy, all by himself in his crate, not happy. So, I was working on this model. Type thing. I can get my glasses on because I'm blind as a bat when I'm trying to do this. And so I'm really liking how this is turning out. Maybe get rid of that device. The red is doing really good. And there's like no orange that I've put in this, but that red has done some really good coloring on this.
So while your stuff isn't burnt out anymore, all of your midtones look gray.
Oh, my midtones look gray.
Yes. Like, look at your hands on the camera.
Oh, okay. I see that. Okay, hold on. Let me move this out of the way. I know what that
Try
is.
and make your hand look like it normally does in real life, and then you'll have everything nailed.
That was
What's
a
a big
contrast.
tone for most Canadians?
That was a contrast.
That was you had knocked the, you had knocked a bunch of things down. Not the contrast, the exposure. You had put way low and then cranked the bright up. Because I feel like
There we go. How about that?
He doesn't look as meaty as he did last week when you were working on him. It definitely looks better, though. As long as your hands look like they do on your desktop,
Yep.
on the camera, you're good.
Gonzo a little pale.
Gonzo is pale because Gonzo doesn't do anything outside.
I mean, I don't do anything outside, but I ain't that pale.
I am.
All right, so I got this, and I gonna have to do. I'm with John. The contrast on the horns was just okay, but there is no texture whatsoever on the horns. So I'm gonna have to do a dry brush on the horns.
We figured.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's
I
fine.
think we figured there's going to be a bit of light dry brush on there. It doesn't have to be white. It can be like a, like a warm,
Looking for a
light
warm
grayish
gray.
color.
Yeah, I got like this fog gray, which is kind of got like a blue tint to it. I don't think I want to do that.
Which isn't warm, it's cold.
Yeah, I got an ash gray.
Oh, I'll hurt you, Kathy. Oh, Kathy, I changed shirts, or I added a shirt when I was downstairs.
Oh, yay! It's the HUGCon.
Brad Baynan was upset that he didn't have HugCon t-shirts. I'm like, you can just fucking order them. It's not
Absolutely, you can.
hard. Oh, this fucking thing.
If you go to my Twitch channel, there's a link,
Oh.
which I don't have on me right now to put in the... I'm sure I can do that.
How do you fuck up ginger beer so much?
Yeah, I don't know. Like, that's what I was thinking. Like, how different could it possibly taste? But I trust your judgment. If you say that,
Thanks, Captain Mississippi.
if you say it's disgusting, then I believe
It's
you.
not disgusting. I mean, it's like ultimately pointless, like most of the things I do. But it'll fucking do the job, I guess.
Oh, thanks, Mizzy. It took you way less time than it took me.
I don't think they skunked it. It's not doesn't taste skunked, just not good. So hey, this what is this company? Appalachian Brewery Company in Harrisburg, Pennsylvania. Go fuck yourselves. Learn how to make ginger beer. I got 3 more of those fuckers to get through.
See, there you go. Done. Done on that one. Perfect.
Yeah, like if it ends up being too bright, I just hit it with another wash. Maybe not a full, definitely not a black.
Yeah. Like down close to the base, you can throw a bit of a wash on. Like close to the base of the horns, maybe. I mean, and you don't even have to.
Mike, okay, I want to make sure I was still on screen.
Yep, you're right in dead center, front and center.
That's a little heavy, but it's all right. It can be fixed. Ain't nothing that can't be fixed.
Yeah. I mean, just
Except maybe this drink.
But definitely this needed a dry brush on the horns.
Yeah,
Because
let's bring it up a bit.
Yeah, it didn't stand out the way I wanted it to.
Well, it's because they got the ridges. I mean,
Yeah.
at that point you have to do something. If they were solid horns, at that point I usually would just go with the glossy, do a gloss varnish at the end, and make them look glossy, sort of like Darkness from Legend with the big giant glossy horns.
Oh yeah.
I wouldn't do the underside.
I'm just doing a real light one just to get it to give it a good texture on it.
Uh-huh. And then you could go a little bit lighter even on the top side, just down towards the tips.
Just the tip going on.
Just the
Yes,
tip.
only towards the tips. Just the tip.
Yeah, I want to get a little bit of texture on it.
Yeah, I'm a big fan of dry brushing and then washing again, and then potentially dry brushing just a little bit again,
Oh yeah, definitely.
because the wash will if it looks chalky, like we said, I think we said it last week even, if it looks a little chalky, the wash will fix that real quick.
Yeah.
And then the little tiny dry brush should just get the edges again.
Yep.
That was actually a painting technique back in the day where you would literally just ink and dry brush and ink and dry brush and ink and dry brush to get the effect you wanted.
Oh, I didn't realize.
Yeah, because literally the ink would build up to a good color in the recesses, and then the higher parts would still be a bit lighter.
I never had a chance to use those GW inks. Like, I was kind of on the. I came to the GW stuff after people were, moving on to other materials, it seemed like.
I'll be honest, the inks weren't great. Like, some people swear by them. I mostly swore at them.
There was one time I used the Flesh Wash to use as a wash on flesh, and I was so upset. I was aggrieved at how it turned out, and it was glossy as fuck, and
Yeah.
I didn't realize it was going to be like that.
So I used them for a while, and then quickly I realized when, like, the Mordheim rulebook came out, and they said best way to make your washes, your inks work better for certain things is to add a little tiny bit of dish detergent to it. That's when I realized, oh, they fucked these things up, and they need to find a way to fix them, much like the liquid green stuff.
Oh, I hated that stuff.
Liquid green stuff
Yeah.
is awesome. It is a great tool. It was made to fix some shit, though.
Yeah, it wasn't. I tried it. I got some because I'm all about let's just try this thing and see, and it wasn't enough to fix the shit that it was made to fix. For me, because
Oh,
that
yeah.
Finecast stuff was just so beyond, just that little. I mean, it fixed some of the things in it.
Yeah, like if you had one that was okay, it would make it solid. If you had a solid one, it would make it good. If you had a shitty one, it would still be shitty.
Yeah. And I had too many, like I had ones where I would take them back to the bunker and return it.
Damn.
And they would go in the back to see what they had, of the same one. And there were multiple pieces, right? So they got like 8 of them out of the back. They even special ordered more because they couldn't find enough pieces out of all of those to make one that was viable, that I didn't have to put a ton more work into as far as resculpting parts of it.
Yeah, they were terrible.
But that is a piece of GW history that is
A lesser company would have gone out of business for that.
it's in the
Somehow they
past.
survived. So, Legionnaires wants to know, he's got the Malifaux Nothing Beast, and he wants to paint it close to the Nightmare box art, which is sort of a ghostly green gray up to a dullish gray off white. And he's looking for tips. I can give tips, but I would say, so really, Legionnaires, I would paint it more towards the top, how you want the top end to look, and then take a green paint and add a shit ton of mixing medium to it until it became basically it's sort of like a weird less than a wash, and use that in the crevices. I did it with one of my Malifaux models, actually, funny enough, and it did a great job of getting just in the recesses and covering that. Doesn't stain anything, it just pools in the recesses and darkens that. And you can do multiple coats if you need to.
Is that the spider looking thing
Uh,
on the box art? I'm just looking at the things that go bump.
it's not thing that go bumps. It's give me a second, I'll find it for
It
you.
gave me the wrong thing. I'm just Googling
Shit.
Nightmare and it's giving me everything but that.
Malifaux. Dunk. Best picture. That's not a great picture. It's a better picture. Ugh. Really? Gotta show Bella of Lost Souls? Fuck. I'll just copy the picture. Sorry, being a little opinionated there, which is new for me. There you go. It's the big thing in the background.
The big thing in the background.
Yes, the big guy.
Oh, he's got tentacles.
He does have tentacles.
Do you want him to be ghostly? Like the
But
greenish ghostly that's sort of
yes,
emanating from him?
yeah, he wants it. He wants it to be sort of same color as in the box. I painted mine purple. Well, I haven't painted mine purple. I painted my littler guys. If you see the little guys in front, they're the void wretch, I think they're called now. I painted them purple. Just lots of purple because I like purple.
Oh.
That's what I think I'm going to paint this guy's cloth as, purple. I think I'm going to paint it.
I don't know that I have any advice on it because I'm looking at this and it just looks like I couldn't tell you what colors I would use because I would be mixing all of them.
I'm not gonna give for colors. I want to give like a basic idea technique thing
Yeah.
I would do.
Listen to John.
I can't handle this. Kathy told you to listen to me. But that's what I would do. I really am a big fan of when you need to do something like that, taking the mixing medium into a paint and making it super duper light. Super, I mean, because you keep a little bit of pigment, but it makes it just sort of pool on the bottom. You have to experiment. I would definitely uh, experiment on something else first. Something else that's got a good definition.
Yeah, you need something with good texture.
Yeah, and something like that you're going to want to test till you do it. Like I went all in on my old who is it? Big berserkery deady dude, Killjoy. For his skin, I was asking all the big painters locally what to do, and I got lots of tips from lots of people, and it all turned out pretty well. So
I suck at giving tips. That is why I don't teach.
fair enough. I'm much better at giving tips than I am at doing it. Isn't that a saying though? Those who can't do teach. Sounds really
don't
rude,
know.
like teaching isn't important. Teaching's fucking important, but I mean, I don't know.
No, every time I try and explain how I would do something, people just kind of are like, "What?
Huh?
I don't even understand what you just said. Are you even speaking English?"
Well, I keep getting people on, since I'm obviously on Battletech forums, like, are there markers someone can use to paint these mechs? Because my nephew wants to paint them, but he ain't never painted it before, and blah, blah. I'm like, no, fuck, I will teach him how to paint. Just been doing this on a podcast for a fucking decade. Hit me up. I will give tips. Don't just, I mean, sure, yes, there are paint markers. They're fucking awful. Don't use them. That being said, there's a couple you could use here or there. There's one they got that's like a chrome paint marker.
Oh,
Oh,
yeah.
it's really awesome. I'm not gonna lie.
Yeah.
But as I have standards, I bought the chrome paint instead, and it's also pretty awesome. So
If I was going for a glowing sort of ghostly something, where there was light emanating from it, I would paint it more like I would paint flames. So I would start with making the whole thing white, and then I would do just what it is I do with fire, which is then highlight with my yellow and yellow orange, and then on the parts where the lightest highlight would be on a normal model, I would start adding yellow or that's for flames. But if you were doing something like green blue, you know, all the deepest recesses would be the lightest color, basically. And then all the lightest parts, where normally the model would have its highlights, would be your shadows. Really, it's just like a photo negative.
Hmm.
You think of it like that. And it makes something look really sort of ethereal and glowy. But I don't know if that's the kind of a thing you're looking for.
Yeah, I would definitely find something with similar texture, experiment on that because you don't want to have to replace this model.
Aspire Painting is
We're getting
raiding.
raided.
Yay!
Thank you, Aspire Painting.
Thank you so much for that raid. Welcome in, raiders. You've reached us on podcast night. Every Sunday night is our More Than Dice podcast, where
is
we
less
talk
awkward.
about our
Go ahead.
geeky hobbies. And Gonzo is working on, what is it you're working on, Gonzo?
This is the Creature Caster's Trickster Demon model, which is going to be used for Judgment when the new edition of Judgment.
Well, I'm glad they showed up on a Sunday night. It's a lot less awkward than showing up on Monday night when they're suddenly watching me playing a video game.
I like the red color that you're using around the eye now.
Yeah, I like that. That's definitely helping a lot. It's definitely coming together. And like my spirit animal, I love it when a plane comes together.
Well, I did the yellow, which is that fluorescent, Vallejo fluorescent yellow.
Hmm.
And then I took a little bit of the mythical orange from Army Painter and went in and then took that, the Scale 75, what is it? The clear red to kind of blend it in a little bit.
Oh, it looks good actually. It has some distinction, but it's not jarring or anything. It looks
Correct.
good.
Yeah.
Just has that little bit of look.
I'm just
I'd like
waiting
to-
until you're almost done and you start working on the eye some more. You're gonna do more than just all black, right?
I think I'm going to do just all black.
I should have done that whole meme, the Anakin Padme meme.
It's just black. See, it could have been like
It's so big. You could do something with that.
yeah, you could experiment with doing that
Googly eyes.
pupil and iris and the light color on the bottom, like it's like you're painting a gem, basically. Like if you've ever painted gemstones or you've looked at tutorials on how to paint gemstones, you basically paint the iris of an eye the same way.
Yeah. I may do something with it, but for right now, I'm going to hold on it as a
Mhm.
black because I want to get some other things.
Well, as I say, art is never finished, just abandoned.
That's what they say. It seems a little lonely, though. I wouldn't abandon mine. No. Backtrack. I totally, when I finish it, I put it in a box. And if that's not abandoned, I don't know what is.
Yeah, fair.
In a box. It doesn't go into a display case or anything unless it's something that I'm sending to someone else. And then I don't know what they're doing with it.
That's because the spy cases are so expensive. Would love to get some, but they are pricey.
I don't have room for one either.
I mean, we'll make room.
There's no place I can look around here. There's no place that I can see where I would put a display case.
Yeah, like I said, we would indeed make room. I don't think it'd be the right play. I think there's so much better things we could do, but we would make room.
I know the IKEA ones are about $50 right now.
Yeah, but that's still $50 I don't want to have to spend.
Correct.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, the bar first. Well,
You got
first clean out the shit,
priorities.
then bar and shelves and. What do you mean the bar?
Priorities.
Everything fits on top of the fridge. Everything's fine.
Oh, there you go.
So, one of the things I was curious about, what is y'all's #1 movie of the year? Since we're kind of doing a year in review.
Probably the one I haven't seen yet.
Well, I mean, if you haven't seen it yet, it can't be your number one movie of the year.
I
Correct.
know, that's what makes me sad.
I'm trying to think of how many new movies I saw this year that were like brand new.
Brand new?
I
None.
think only two. I think I only saw.
One.
You saw Shang-Chi.
Yes. Yes, so too. Yeah, I guess. No. I saw Shang-Chi and I saw Black Widow and I
Oh,
saw the James Bond movie.
oh yeah,
That's
okay.
right.
You're at three. I did
Uh,
see Shang-Chi and Black Widow.
of all of those three,
Uh, and my
Shang-Chi is the winner for me.
and my third would be Nobody. I saw Nobody. I don't think I watched any more brand new movies this year. Let me double check here.
I guess I need to make an actual list of the movies that I've seen because I can't even remember the beginning of the year.
Let's see here. Uh,
Yeah,
no.
Cookie, Dune is the one that I probably would have said, but I never got to see it. I haven't seen it yet.
I actually want to see both of those and have not seen either yet.
Which
I'm just
movies?
trying to see real quick what
Dune and
came
Free
out.
Guy.
I haven't seen Free Guy. I have seen Dune. I haven't given my review on it because we were waiting to do it as a group.
Well, you might as well just do your review because
Oh,
I have no idea when I'm going to be seeing Dune.
I have to add. Totally true. I've actually seen Godzilla vs. Kong also.
Yep.
And I have to ask, since it's on this list as a movie that came out this year, do we count? Oh, shit! I saw Suicide Squad. The Suicide Squad. You saw that too.
Yep.
I did.
Zack Snyder's Justice League. Does that count?
The extended edition, I guess, is what you're talking about.
Well, it's a whole different. I mean, that's not even the same fucking movie. Let's
No,
just
yeah,
be
it's-
honest.
Yeah. It's
Well, that would count. Yeah.
Okay, so what else we got here? Um, did not watch Army of the Dead. I have standards.
I did. I wouldn't count.
Did not
that.
watch Cruella because again standards.
Mm-hmm.
Watch that. Definitely not movie of the year.
Really? I really need to see The Hitman's Wife's Bodyguard.
Oh,
I've
I
not
want
got
to
a
see
chance
that too.
I haven't seen that one.
Fast 9 have not seen. The Tomorrow War did not see.
Saw that.
We did see Black Widow. The Gunpowder Milkshake.
Oh, yes. Liked that one. I didn't realize that was a this year movie.
Did not see Snake Eyes. I want to. I heard it's terrible, but that's not going to stop me. Didn't see Jungle Cruise. I saw part of Jungle Cruise, but actually I haven't seen it. The guy next to me was watching it. I didn't have headphones to plug in, which would have been great. I could see movies. Oh, I didn't see Paw Patrol the movie. Missing out
Damn
there.
it.
Oh, darn. I know you have regrets about that. Cookie says he enjoyed Jungle Cruise. Banyan said Free Guy is amusing. How could it not be? Legionnaire says the wife saw Gunpowder Milkshake and didn't tell me. I loved it. I thought it was great.
I
It was
enjoyed
a
it
lot
very
of
much.
fun.
Yeah. Yeah, so I think that's it. I haven't seen anything else. I haven't seen Dune. Haven't seen Eternals because it's not for free yet.
Yeah, I haven't seen Eternals yet because it's not for free yet.
And I haven't seen Ghostbusters Afterlife yet.
Haven't either. I do want to see that though.
Yeah, me either.
That sounds
I
like it'd
do,
be fun.
but I'm just not willing to risk going to the fucking theater. It's not
Yeah,
worth it.
Yeah.
Not with everything
Cookie-
going on.
Cookie's asking if anybody watched Kate, and I don't even know what that is.
No,
Was that the
but
Arnold Schwarzenegger one, the zombie one?
I have it on my list.
Was that what that one was? Because the name sounds familiar, but I don't really know. Try to see if it's on this list so I can find it.
I would like to see the new Ghostbusters, but I will be waiting until it comes out on a streaming service.
Correct.
Yes, I'm happy to
A
pay for it on a streaming
near
service.
me.
I will happily pay
Hmm?
solid money on a streaming service to watch the movies, but I'm not going to risk my health. So yeah, I guess that's it. I am going to say, well, let's see. Kathy, what's your favorite movie of the year that you saw then?
I'm gonna have to go with, while it is a really close run between Gunpowder Milkshake and Shang-Chi, I'm gonna pick Shang-Chi.
I would also say Shang-Chi is in a really close race, but it's with nobody, and I'm going to give it to nobody.
Ooh, okay. I'm not familiar with that one though.
Give me one second. Had an accident.
It's sort of like John Wick-like, but more funny. Oh, Hotel Artemis is not this year, dude. Hotel Artemis is like 2019.
Is it good? I haven't seen that, but I've seen it on like Netflix or something. I saw it go by in
2018.
my.
It's worth watching. It's interesting. I would not call it. I mean, it's in that two space herpy area. It was enjoyable and interesting. I wouldn't watch it again right now, but it's like one of those ones in like a year or so. Like if we were hanging out like next year, you'd be like, "Hey, John, you want to watch?" Oh, sure, let's watch that. That sounds cool.
Okay.
What movie was it?
Hotel Artemis. It wasn't from this year,
Oh,
but
gotcha.
Benny had mentioned it. So, Gonzo, what's your movie of the year? I mean, I know what your movie of the year is. Don't have to say it. Spoilers.
No spoilers. Spider-Man: No Way Home, man. I'm gonna tell you right
Yeah.
now. I saw that, and I'm gonna give it a new rating per our rating scale.
Oh, come on, you.
Yeah. This movie.
Look, Captain Mizzy, crying isn't a measure of a good movie. I cried during Cats.
Yeah, but that's a whole different story. You're crying because you're in pain.
I'm just saying.
I cry every year when I see It's a Wonderful Life. So.
I will
I cried at
say
the end of Fast 7. Fast 8, whatever one it was. Oh, someone had to see Cats. Cookie Man. Someone had to experience, make sure it was as terrible as they say.
John took one for the team that night.
yes.
It made Beastmaster look like Casablanca.
That's saying a lot. While I like Beastmaster and I give it a 3 space herpes, John gives it a whopping 4.
No, my movie of the year is definitely Spider-Man: No Way Home. And I will say that this is probably in my opinion, the best Marvel movie that has come out. And I will not say why, because I don't want to ruin it and spoil and blah, blah, blah. But
I'm just going to say, y'all setting the bar really high, and there ain't no way you can reach up to that, because I'm here to tell you, you don't fucking remember what it was like when Avengers came out.
No one
fucking remembers what happens when Avengers came out. That movie was motherfucking groundbreaking.
I'm trying to do it without spoiling.
Oh, don't even try, because you spoil it, I'm going to come through the internet.
No, and I won't spoil it. This hit every note correct on all levels. And I will tell you, William Dafoe is the motherfucking man in this.
I mean, so you don't have to tell me that. I know that is Willem Dafoe.
Yeah.
He's the motherfucking man in everything.
Yes.
This was very... It actually gives... I will give this a negative space herpes. It was so good in my opinion. And I've never... I was... I don't want to say I was setting myself up for disappointment when I went in there. I was like, okay, I have a feeling this is going to happen. This is going to happen. And they set the bar really high on this, and they blew it out of the water. I am going to go see it again if I can go to another early showing with like nobody in the theater like this last time, because it was that damn good.
Damn right, Cookie Man. Just William Dafoe in Streets of Fire. I love Streets of Fire.
Ford Fitch. How are
Hey,
you?
Ford. It was.
I think it sounds like you're overblowing it.
No.
I'm going to be honest.
I'm going to tell you, for me, and for everything that happened in this movie, it's the best Spider-Man movie of all time. And it is, in my opinion, if not the best, one of the best Marvel movies they've ever made.
Spider-Man of all time isn't that difficult to achieve.
Yeah, it is. Into the Spider-Verse exists.
Into the Spider-Verse exists.
That's true. That was good.
And honestly, at the end of the day, now I haven't seen Amazing Spider-Man 2, but I haven't seen that, and I haven't seen No Way Home, but I've seen every other Spider-Man movie, including the one based off the live action one from the 70s or whenever. And
I remember that one.
aside from that, the quality of Spider-Man movies is actually quite high. Spider-Man 3 is not the train wreck we make it out to be.
No.
It's just a train wreck compared to 2, which was really, really fucking good.
No,
The Amazing Spider-Man with Andrew Garfield is not a terrible movie.
no,
It's actually quite good.
correct.
I haven't seen Amazing Spider-Man 2 yet. I actually own it, but I haven't seen it yet because it's one of those where I'm going to go through one of those, watch those two movies back to back again, but I got to get time for all that. But I think actually more than movies, the what we need to mention about this year is not movies. It's fucking shows.
Oh yeah.
Like, I hate to say it, but movies are dying because the shows are such high quality.
Yeah, TV shows have really stepped it up this year. And they had to. I mean, to be honest, they had to step it up this year. Whether they like it or not. TV shows
Well-
had to up their game this year.
No, actually,
That-
here's the funny thing. That's false. They didn't have to. Do you know why? Because we were captive fucking audiences. We didn't have a fucking choice.
And
We
that's
watched
kind of where the point I
whatever
was going
shit you
with.
put on. They didn't have to, yet they still did. So that's more impressive. Like, Disney Plus, I'm here to tell you, is probably the most value of anything that's not called Amazon Prime. And Amazon Prime is only more value because of the other stuff it gives you. Pure streaming wise, Disney Plus is just fucking value.
And if you're not watching Hawkeye, you are missing out on a great superhero show.
If you're not watching Hawkeye, you're missing out on a great super show. And if you don't like Hawkeye, that's fine. I'm thinking comic books and superheroes are not your fucking thing. And it's okay.
The end of this one, I was like, holy crap. Give me the last episodes. Give me everything. I want to see what's going on.
No, it's cool. I was very pleased.
Yeah.
But that's the thing. You like, remember, I'm not the biggest fan of how they started off WandaVision and didn't watch the first episodes, but I caught the last episode, the majority of it, and that was good quality for that last episode.
Yeah.
Not even knowing what the fuck was going on for the whole. I mean, I kind of figured it out pretty quick. I am smarter than your average picnic basket, and it was good. And then the rest of those series, like Loki, was great. Falcon Winter Soldier, great.
Yep.
Hawkeye, fucking great. What If, really solid. I mean, they're just knocking it out of the park. I mean, Mandalorian's been fucking amazing.
Yep.
You got the Book of Boba Fett coming. People have said good things of the Bad Batch, but since it's based off the Clone Wars, I don't want to watch that shit.
I watched the Bad Batch. It was okay.
Loki is one of the only series I've watched twice.
Yeah, I mean, it's good. They're just raising the bar, and from what I understand, like, the other companies aren't exactly shit in the bed. I mean, sure, some things are getting canceled quickly, but that doesn't mean they're bad. Just that the blowback is bad.
Yeah.
I mean, The Expanse.
Amazon has a lot of new stuff out. I haven't had a chance to watch shows since probably October. I haven't really had a chance to watch.
Yeah, I need to work
any
my
of the
time
shows.
better. Cookie Mandis, I haven't had the time to watch the first season of Lost in Space yet, but it is on my list.
Lost in Space is really solid. I enjoyed the shit out of it. I will say.
Yeah, I've been told it's really good sci-fi.
Yeah.
But
Good,
until I
solid
catch up
sci-fi.
on The Expanse, I can't even pretend I'm going
Yeah,
to watch Lost in
That's where
Space.
I'm at too. I still need to see the last season.
But The Expanse, such good TV too. My God.
It really
Yeah, and then
is.
and the new
yeah.
season's out, and they're doing weekly episodes. By the time I get to it, it'll all be out. I should probably start watching that.
Oh, it's a
Yeah.
good plan. Yeah.
I didn't get to finish the season before this, so I've got that plus the new season to go through. So
Yeah, well, I have the whole season before it, but the one before that was fucking great.
Yeah.
I don't know. It's the TV's really blowing movies out of the water, so movies are going to have to find their niche. And unfortunately, during COVID, I know why they're doing this only in theaters, and I have conspiracy theories as to another reason why. But they're going to need to stop because with all these variants coming out, they're not safe.
Yeah.
You know, you you're taking your health into your own hands when you go. And I have to work in an office. I don't have the choice of working from home. If you work from home, sure, it's not a big deal. If you're not working right now, sure, it's not a huge deal. You got time to quarantine, whatever, make sure you're good. But I can't, as a responsible manager, I can't do that. I can't, you know, I can't take that chance. So,
Yeah, the TV shows, especially like I said, Disney Plus has really been off the chart.
yeah, they just quality after quality after quality. I mean, I don't know. Paramount Plus just did a season of Discovery, but I haven't watched it. I'm still a season behind on that.
Yeah.
But I mean, they're putting out quality too.
Oh yeah.
Discovery is good. I mean, sure, maybe you watched the first season, you're like, I don't know. First season was good sci-fi, bad Star Trek. Understand if you don't like it. Um, but I mean, I can't understand people like if you liked DS9, I don't know why you wouldn't like this. It's the same sort of idea, you know. And I have some other reasons why people might not like this, but I'll keep those quiet. But it's just putting out quality. Picard was sure they're riding off nostalgia, but fuck, it's some great nostalgia. You know, it's just there's just so much quality out there. It's crazy. Like we're not even talking about fucking what is it Hulu putting out stuff too because I don't have Hulu.
Yeah, I don't have Hulu. I can't
Hulu's been
speak to
doing
that
really
at
good
all.
too.
Yeah. I mean, also, I don't want to become like the funny thing is, it's all these services. If you're doing it by yourself, it's all becoming cable again.
Yes.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking too.
Yeah. But then you get the movies, you get these, oh, fucking HBO Max, fucking Chernobyl. I don't know if it came out this year or not, but I watched it this year and fucking A, Chernobyl.
Yeah, HBO Max has been doing really good, but they've also gotten the rights to stream movies from TV. Stream brand new movies because we got what Matrix coming out on the 22nd. So I mean, you've got brand new movies coming on HBO Max, and of course they
I'll
have
take
all the
movies I'm not
DC
interested in
stuff.
for 1,000 because I don't know. Matrix just doesn't. That story's done. Let it go.
Yeah, that story is gone and done.
To be
I'm gonna
fair,
watch it because I'm
that
curious.
story was done. Then they made 2 movies. Now they're doing another. I'm not trying not to be too.
I
But yeah,
have
the
zero
DC stuff?
interest in a new Matrix, and I liked the first one a lot. I wouldn't say I loved it, but I really enjoyed it.
I would also say the second one gets a bad rap. There, like parts of the second one, that whole freeway fight is just really awesome. But the second one is it reminds me of when Lucas says, "No, no, I really planned all of these movies instead." Like you fucking didn't. You had base concept, and now you're like, got to cash in, which is
That's
fine.
it, yeah, basic concepts. I had this idea that I would do these movies.
Yeah,
Not I had an outline for every single movie.
which is fine. There's nothing wrong with that. But it just basically from the point that Neo talks to the architect till the end of the next movie, those movies were kind of shit. Here to tell you, kind of shit. And I'm also not. I mean, I like The Matrix. Matrix is a very good movie.
Yes.
But I think it's overblown and overhyped. Like, so many people, that was their first sort of remotely cyberpunky style movie.
Mm-hmm.
But for those of us who lived cyberpunk during the fucking 80s, you're like, oh yeah, this is really cool. It's awesome. It's not like the best. I don't even think it's the best movie that they made.
Yeah. Like I said, I didn't love it, but it was enjoyable.
Yeah.
Liked it a lot.
I would say it's like the third best movie they made. Because, honestly, I like Speed Racer a lot. And
Cookie Mania says Johnny Mnemonic was better than Matrix 3.
yes, unironically, I will agree with you.
Hey, Bowie.
Johnny Mnemonic is definitely a underrated movie. It's
I've
not
never
great.
seen it.
Yeah,
Really?
it's underrated. It is.
It's underrated. It's good, solid cyberpunk, which actually fits into what I watched this week.
Huh. Oh my gosh, I also saw something that would fit into that this week. Weirdly.
Yeah. Oh, we'll talk about some cyberpunk then.
Yeah.
Awesome. But yes, so I mean, like I think 2021 and 2020 were the year of the streaming services making their own stuff.
And knocking it out
Like
of
at
the
the end of
park.
the day, does it really matter? Like, so Red Notice is getting kind of mediocre reviews, but people are watching it and it seems amusing.
Yeah.
And does it matter? I mean, as long as it's doing enough for them to keep making movies, it's all good, right? Gunpowder Milkshake was technically directly onto Netflix, right?
Yeah.
Did fine, good movie, enjoyable as hell. Like, really pleased.
I think we'll see a lot more of people picking and choosing each month for what service they're going to subscribe to.
Except for the ones where they're smart. For example, you don't have to pick and choose every month if you get Disney Plus because Disney Plus knows what's going to happen. Like, you can have up to 4 people. I'm like, cool, 4 people, done. HBO Max is like, you can have 2 people, cool. I give some and like Paramount Plus, you can have 2 people. So boom, I swap that with somebody. They're not being as greedy as they could be, which is impressive, to be honest. Or more like they realize, if not, people are going to be like, yo ho, race the Jolly Roger. Because people said that. There's people who are in other countries who can't watch the new season of Discovery, and they're upset. And I can't blame them.
Uh-huh.
It's out. We can watch it in the U.S. They can't watch it in other countries, so they're going to go full on pirate. Cookie, are you referring to them trying to make more money off it? They won't. When you start with allowing people to have multiple logins, you can't go back because you will lose your people. Yeah. It will become, I'll subscribe to a month, binge watch the stuff I want to watch, and then go out. If you've got 2 people on it, suddenly you're like, nah, it's okay. I'll keep paying it every month.
Yeah, because you can split the cost.
Yeah, because or you're getting more value for the cost because you're watching other stuff from someone else, maybe. So, but I think it works well enough. They're making the money they need to make. I think they're gonna be like, they'll do price increases here or there as they need to for the service, and then they'll just let it go with the multiple. Because we're gonna trade logins anyways. There's no way, unless it's like register your one IP, and people aren't gonna stand for that shit.
So going on that, Hulu does something very similar, but what they do is, if you log in from a laptop, it doesn't count against you. Or from
That's
like an
stupid.
iPad. So
That's
if you
really
log in
stupid.
from a smart TV, only one smart TV can be. And so they're strict on that. But if you have someone log in, like if you log in from your iPad or from your Chromebook or laptop and then stream it to your TV, it doesn't count against that.
And this is why they're in last.
That's the only one that does that right now.
And like I said, that's why they're in last, because that's stupid. And they need to go fuck themselves. But luckily, I don't give a shit. I ain't gonna pay for Hulu anyways. I could get it bundled with Disney Plus. Nah, I'm okay. I got more stuff I can watch anyways. Fuck, I don't care.
That's the only one that I've seen that does that is Hulu. So.
What's Hypnotic watching? You just paint this base white. Are you doing a winter base for that?
No, it's actually a really light gray, and I'm just doing it all over just to get some color in that. Oh shit. Into it, because I'm gonna go over with it. So the cracks there, if you don't know if you can see it, there's cracks all through the base.
Mm-hmm.
I think I want to put like green in that, and do like like a glowing green coming out of the cracks.
Okay.
Interesting. I don't know if they're big enough for that, but
I don't know
worth a
either.
shot.
But that's the reason why I was like, I can do it really white, this light gray, and not worry about it. And then I could paint over it,
Huh.
type thing.
Cookie, it's some creature caster special edition thing that can also theoretically be used for Judgment.
Yeah, it's called the Trickster. It's the demon that walks around with them. I guess he's like a pet.
I don't know why I'm tired tonight. I'm just dog tired.
Yeah, I don't think there's some good solid big ones right around the front, but I don't think it's going to be usable on all the cracks. But I figured, what the heck? Why not? I also wanted the black to kind of stick out from it a little bit, because I figured I would wash it.
Well, as it stands, the eyeball monster definitely stands out against that light
Yes.
colored base nicely.
Yeah, that's another reason why I was like, I wanted to do a light base, that way it wouldn't distract from the...
And it ties
cool
in with
red.
the horns, even though the horns, are darker, it's still like the color ties in, which is nice.
type thing. But yeah, the streaming services have been done really good. TV shows have been very, very good. The TV shows that have been going off on all the streaming services, some have been good, some have been bad, some of them, just are mediocre. I haven't drank in a while. So
I mean,
it'd be interesting.
quality's always going to be hit or miss, but just the fact that they're putting out such consistent, like even the bad quality stuff, it's not because the quality is bad. The content is, like, the writing might be bad. It's not like the execution is bad. You know what I mean? It's not like they're putting out, like, some shitty looks like 1960s Doctor Who in 2020 shit. It's like, yeah, it looked good, but man, this writing is kind of poop. That's okay. That's a different thing. Studio only has so much control over that.
Well, and we also don't forget, we also have Lord of the Rings coming out pretty soon too.
Yeah, I'm kind of worried about what that's going to be, but
I don't know, but hey, happy 20th anniversary, Lord of the Rings.
Yeah.
Yep.
if I'd had 6 hours of time, I would have watched the extended edition of Fellowship of the Ring today or this weekend.
Yes.
But I did not have that time.
Cookie, you're welcome for that reminder of being old.
Which has always been a holiday tradition, is to watch all of those.
Oh, that's a nice tradition. I like that.
Yeah, I always pop in the extended edition, but I think the extended editions are on HBO Max right now. So,
I mean, I may or may not have them on both DVD and Blu-ray because I'm a nerd.
Also, yes.
yeah, that's what I'm saying. Either one.
Cookie wants to know, did anyone watch Cowboy Bebop?
Yes,
Not
And
yet. It's
I
on my
did
list.
not,
I did.
so I can't talk about it.
Watch the entire series.
From what I hear of the series, I'm going to tell Kathy what her favorite character is. Her favorite character is Ein.
Is what?
Ein.
The
Ein
dog.
is your favorite character.
Ein. Okay.
Yes. The data dog. Trust
I
me.
was not surprised that it got canceled, for the simple fact that at best it was just an okay show, and with all the negativity surrounding it from shitty people, Netflix was not going to go anywhere with it. So I was not surprised. Type thing. It sucks because it could have gone somewhere, because they were exploring it past the anime. So it would have been interesting to see what happens.
I mean, it's only so far you can go past the anime.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, someone put it out really good that, one of the complaints people had was how, I told you about this before we were talking about it, like, they brought up the outfit that whoever was playing live action Faye was wearing, and they brought up a cosplayer who was in Faye's anime outfit.
Mm-hmm.
Like, look, you just this anime person, this cosplayer can get it right. Like, that's not that they're not getting it right. It's that it's not okay for a woman to be fucking wearing that all the time.
Yeah.
Like, she's meant inherently. Until you get to her backstory, she's literally just a walking, talking plot device and, TNA.
Sex symbol, yeah.
Yeah. To be fair, she ends up way more than that when you get some of her story, but is what it is. It's anime. Let's be honest. That's a tried and true trope of anime. So we're at the actual media section if we want to talk about what we watched this week.
I already kind of went off on Spider-Man. I'm not going to say much, but because saying anything would spoil. I already told John, as soon as you see it, I want to talk to you about it because I want to go over things, blah, 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 blah. In my opinion, it is either the best Spider-Man movie and possibly the best Marvel movie of all time. It had everything in it I wanted in a Spider-Man movie and more. So I'm just going to leave it at that.
Okay. And I told Gonzo that that's disrespectful to Avengers.
So I love the shit out of it. I want to see it again. I want a copy of it now so I can rewatch it multiple times at my house.
So, Cookie, I'm here to tell you it's probably better than Howard the Duck. But close race. Close race.
Close race. Very
I'm
small.
thinking it just edges out Howard the Duck.
Just a little bit. Not by much.
Only by like a little bit. I mean, you could fit about the rest of the Marvel Cinematic Universe between there, but Howard the Duck was a genius movie.
Hey, Andy.
That's a statement. It's a bold statement.
It's a statement.
I'm not going to say I agree with it. People are entitled to their opinion. Well, I'll see it again without the talking morons that are behind you. Yeah, Paul,
I hate when morons talk.
Even more so in the theater. Oh, man.
Did anybody see anything this week?
I am watching the new Witcher. Season 2 is out.
What?
You're
watching The Witcher?
Yeah.
Not you?
Not me.
Oh, the new season is finally out. Yeah. Okay. Excellent.
It's out, and I will say that this season is much better than first season, in my opinion.
Wow.
I'm only about 6 episodes in.
It's not the first time I heard that.
And I am really enjoying it. I like it a lot.
Cool.
So.
Missy says Shaman King is on Netflix, and she lost her shit being so happy. I have never heard of Shaman King.
I'm going to bet money it's an anime.
It is.
All I could think is Shaman King and Mr. Whipple.
Ford Fitch is watching Blake 7.
Oh, wow. I've
never
crap. Seen Blake
Old
7.
school.
Speaking of old school, I did watch a few movies this weekend. Let me get my list because there's only 3, but my memory is poor.
Kathy brought a list.
I did. A list of 3 movies because my memory.
Please make sure you check it twice. 'Tis the season.
So I watched a movie from 1958, and I watched a movie from the 60s, and I watched a movie from 1992 because Ford Fitch is watching the Tom Baker Doctor Who again. My favorite Doctor, right there.
My gosh, he's just all in on the old school.
Yeah, well. Bowie's watching Stargate SG-1. So,
yay, Stargate SG-1.
We'll start out with the earliest of them, the 1958 movie starring Kirk Douglas and Tony Curtis and Ernest Borgnine and Janet Leigh, among others.
It's a hell of a cast.
Yeah.
and it's called The Vikings.
The Vikings, huh?
Yeah. Uh, cheesy, dated, but oh my God, it's actually a good Viking story.
I mean, is it as good as Eric the Viking, which is my favorite Viking movie?
There's an Eric in this.
Have you seen Eric the Viking?
No,
Okay.
I need to see that. I feel like I'm missing something
Yes, you
for
are.
not seeing that.
Wow, there's two
So,
movies called Eric the Viking.
yeah.
You want the '89 one? Apparently, the earlier one not so much. It's a foreign movie. But you said The Vikings,
The Vikings,
1958.
1958. Tony Curtis, Kirk Douglas. And oh my God, Kirk Douglas and Michael Douglas have the same voice. It's amazing how, like, I know they're father and son, but it's amazing how alike they sound.
It is very well rated on what's this called, Letterboxd.
I was surprised. And my friend was like, "Well, I have this movie. We're trying to find something to watch today." And he's like, "I don't know." And I'm like, "I don't know. What do you want to watch?" He's like, "I don't know. What do you want to watch?" It was like that. And he's like, "Well, I have this old ancient movie. If you feel like it." Like, I like old movies. So yeah, it was like all Viking movies and like all swashbuckling movies. There is a bad guy and there's a good guy and there's a woman and there's the king and the king is evil and he wants to marry the woman, so you know, drama.
Drama.
And but the costumes in this one surprisingly on point for what you would think a 1958 Vikings movie would be about. You know, how they would dress. And they're both in Spartacus 2 years later.
Huh, okay.
I knew Kirk Douglas was. I had forgotten about Tony Curtis being in that.
But no Ernest Borgnine, so I mean,
Yeah.
is it really as good a movie?
You can't have everything.
Fair enough. What do you give it for the space herpes?
I'm gonna go 2 space herpes. And on the scale of now, because it's old, we'll do the Cats to Casablanca. I'm gonna go right in the middle.
Oh, so you think directly in the middle? So Vikings could be the middle ground between Cats and Casablanca, so we could rate things better.
Oh,
Could be. You guys
'Cause
would
I was
have to
thinking of
watch
that.
it though.
I mean,
You guys
Sure.
would have to watch that though, just to see.
all right, we can do that. Hold on. This is now on my watch list.
And you and I still have to do like a spy marathon weekend.
Yeah, like you can let me know when you're
You
gonna watch
hear
something.
about-
When you're gonna watch, what was it? Hold on. It's got Henry Cavill in it. The Man, from Uncle.
Uncle.
Yes.
It won't be like my
Yeah.
world is in upheaval until after the new year. So
No, Banyan. That's not the rules. She does not have to watch Cats. That's okay.
I don't know
It's okay.
how to feel about you right now, Banyan.
Also, Banyan, can you turn on the dryer for a little bit again? Because I need my clothes a little bit more.
That's so kind.
He's downstairs. I'm upstairs, and I've realized
Look,
that.
Banyan, you know, The Vikings is actually a pretty fun movie. I would have rated it above, what's that one I watched that you love, John, and I wasn't enthusiastic about? Megaforce?
Megaforce? Oh,
The one with Barry Bostwick.
definitely Megaforce. Megaforce is legend.
See, you're all
There.
like, that's legendary, and I'm like, it was okay.
I didn't say it was high quality. Legendary.
Ugh,
Yeah.
y'all. Ugh,
Oh yeah, Cookie. Even the theme song,
I was a little disappointed in that one.
which is totally stolen from Ace Frehley's solo band, but hey, who cares?
So yeah, I did watch that this year. Um, but I feel like the Vikings is higher than that on the list of good.
Okay, fair.
So that's like if I was putting that somewhere on the scale, maybe Megaforce would. Oh, maybe it would hover in the middle ground with the Vikings, right in the middle, because I don't think I would want to put it more towards Cats, because that would be. Yeah, I don't know.
Fair enough.
Maybe I'm too forgiving. Maybe that's where it belongs.
Fair enough. Uh, all I watched was the first 3 episodes of the original Bubblegum Crisis anime series.
Oh man,
Yeah,
that's that's a flashback right there.
I mean, 1987
Man, I haven't seen that in
flashback.
forever.
And it's funny because you mentioned Cyberpunk. It is definitely one of the early influences on Cyberpunk, or early influences from Cyberpunk, the whole genre.
Yeah.
It is. So I watched it when it was like my first anime. You
Yes.
know, you could say Speed Racer, Star Blazer, Robotech, whatever. Now, this is actually anime in the. They had it in the store. The tapes were so expensive, I could not afford them as a kid. It was never on TV. It was like they would like play the tapes in the local store, the Magic Page in Bowie, Maryland, and I was like, this is the most amazing thing ever. Like I bought the magazine that's like, Anime USA or whatever the magazine
Yep.
was way back when, just to read stuff about it. And when I finally got to buy some of those with my first job with my own money, fucking A, it delivered. It is now modern. It doesn't necessarily, yeah. So they were still a bit much. They were like $35 a videotape, which nowadays would be a bit expensive. In 1987, 1990s, it was still too crazy, but I
Yeah.
still did it. Now, story wise and everything, the anime holds up. The good portions of the anime hold up very well. The background stuff doesn't always hold up the best. The music is great. Music is a big part of it. It's actually very influenced by Streets of Fire, Blade Runner, that whole aesthetic from both of those. In fact, even the intro to the first one is not the only anime to use sort of like the intro to from a similar intro to Streets of Fire. That's like a big influence on Japanese anime early on, which is weird but awesome. I would say the stories seem very truncated. Like there's more there. They could have drawn this out, but it tells a good, solid story in the 30 some to hour long time frame of each episode, and they're sort of connected. So like the first episodes is sort of like the first arc. Then the fourth episode is sort of like an interlude. Then the fifth and sixth are the continuation of the first arc. And then the seventh the seventh and eighth are standalone, but the seventh actually goes back to episode 2 and relates to that. So it's kind of cool, and they did have to cut it short. It was supposed to be 13 episodes originally. It's only 8. I do own all 8. I own them on DVD. I need to see if they're going to do a Blu-ray remaster, because it needs a Blu-ray remaster pretty hardcore. I would straight up pay good prices for a Blu-ray remaster of this. I still love it. The songs are great. You can get the soundtracks out there. You can find a lot of it on YouTube. It is great sort of 80s hard rock, sort of not even synth pop. Like synth pop didn't exist back then. It's very much more hard rock stuff. And I love the crap out of it. I'm going to give it, for its age, I'm going to give it 1 Space Herpy, because some of the stuff's a little much. There is a little bit of, weird, a little bit of tits and ass, a little bit of fan servicey type stuff. Nothing egregious. A little weird at points. Oh, do they forward pitch? They have because Enemigo was the ones who did it originally. Then ADV released it afterwards, and then we're not sure who owns the rights, which is probably a thing. And there's a remake of it. They did Bubblegum Crisis 34 or 2040. So the movie looks good. Okay, I would definitely pick that up. I will start looking up after I'm done talking. But yeah, it's definitely good. I will watch the rest of the series. But the first episodes are great. It tells a good little story. I would have loved to see it fleshed out. Things that could use a remake. This could use an American remake. It's fucking years old. I mean, at this point, not to make everyone feel old, but it's from 1987, so it's like 35 years old and shit. Yikes.
No, it was really good. I remember seeing it the first time I saw it, and I was like, "Yep, this is really good."
Yeah.
And I even bought the RPG when it came out.
My condolences.
Yeah, it wasn't a great RPG, but it was
Nope.
Bubblegum Crisis, though.
Yep. It's great. It's enjoyable. If you get the chance, if you can find it, watch it. It's good cyberpunk. It's good. It's just good anime. This is one of my first animes. Very formative for me in anime, and I love the crap out of it. It's a great genre and enjoyable.
Kathy, what's your next ones?
In the 60s, The Fantastic Voyage came out,
Oh man,
and I watched that yesterday, and it was my friend's one of his favorite movies as a kid, and I hadn't seen it since I was a kid, so I had just some vague recollection of it. Something about antibodies attacking somebody, and I was confusing it with the episode of Tom Baker, Doctor Who, actually, where he goes inside of his own head. He shrinks down and goes inside of his own head and is attacked by antibodies. So I was like combining those two things in my head. But watching The Fantastic Voyage was a lot of fun. It seems like a movie that had more of a story to tell than what it could tell in the time they gave movies back then. Because it starts out at the beginning with this guy being escorted on a plane, and there's this military there's all these military vehicles and troops around, and you're like, well, what's going on? This must be a really important person. We don't know. And they're escorting this guy. He's got this military escort. He's going through these streets, and there's an ambush, and a car rams the car that this guy is in, and he ends up getting a head injury, and you never know why. You never find out why anybody was going after this guy, or why this guy was so important that they had to shrink down a crew of people to send into this guy's brain to repair whatever brain injury that he had. You know, what was his crucial contribution to the world that they needed to take this extra special, risk. Also, it takes place in, when did they say that it takes place? It was the future, but it was a hilarious future date, years ago.
1999.
Something like that,
Oh, shit. Oh, fuck.
But it's the future, and they have the technology to shrink, people in vehicles and the whole armies down to this microscopic size, and they're like, the only hitch we have in this technology is that we can't make it not start growing back to its normal size after 60 minutes. So you have a 60-minute window of time for these things to be tiny. And then they just start expanding back to their normal size again, which is inconvenient if you wanted to haul an army from, the US to Europe or something. But there were definitely two factions that were in contention somehow, and you never find out why or who they were. So I feel like Fantastic Voyage could be could be remade. It could be fun. And I'd like them to explain the whole story of why all this stuff was happening. Like, maybe it should be a little series. Maybe like a 6-episode series that explains what's going on, because I feel like it could be interesting. In addition to the whole, shrinking people down to inject them into the bloodstream to solve medical problems. Also, I totally called that Donald Pleasance, spoiler, was a bad guy at the very beginning as soon as I heard his voice. I'm like, this guy is a villain.
He's a dick.
And my friend's like, I don't know. I'm like, oh yeah, this guy is a villain. Called it.
John, what you got?
That was it.
That was it. Kathy, what's your next one then?
My next one is a Rutger Hauer movie from 1992.
Split Second.
Split Second.
Damn, John.
Yes.
On trivia, my buddy Andy's father's production company helped distribute that movie in the U.S.
That is awesome.
I actually haven't seen the movie, but I saw the posters everywhere. So
You need to see the movie, John. I
That's
am
right.
amazed that you haven't seen the movie, in fact.
I mean, there's a lot of movies out
It's
there where
free on Amazon.
I mean, for free. Hold on, making me go
Free on
everywhere.
Amazon right now.
Hold on, I got to go to Amazon and put it on my watch list. I just bought Bubblegum Crisis on Blu-ray. Give me a second here, guys. I'm not joking here. I
The
did just
very
buy it.
beginning part where there's this guy going through the tunnel and he's got these round glasses and he's got this trench coat, and I was like, oh my god, it's Shadowrun.
Oh, okay. Where's
It is so Shadowrun feeling, this whole thing. And it takes place in the future, the dim, dark future of 2008.
Whoa.
I know, when global warming is at crisis proportions. It was made. This movie was made in 1992 again, so
Yeah.
it was damn good for it. I agree. I liked this movie a lot. It was so much fun. It was a great adventure.
Oh, I'm looking forward to it. I don't know if Banyan's looking forward to it, but I'm looking forward to it.
There's rats. There's rats in it. Also, Kim Cattrall's in it. And I like her character. They could have done more with her character, but what they did with her character for it being 1992, I enjoyed.
Let's be honest. Late 80s into early 90s, there had a lot of interesting female heroes that they could have done more with the character, but they didn't because 1990s and late 80s.
Exactly. So yeah, it was a lot of fun. Can I say, Rutger Hauer goes into the sewers. He's a cop. There are rats. Things need killing. They use big guns.
Yeah, I saw the big guns that's on the movie poster.
I love his he's got this geeky guy that the chief of police, or his superior, puts him together with, and it's hilarious how they relate. And that's it. Bowie says barbed wire. I do remember seeing barbed wire back in the day.
I saw part of it.
It was not barbed wire. It was barb wire.
Yeah, I remember starting to watch it and ejecting because it was fuck awful.
Bigger guns. We need bigger guns. Yeah.
So
I can't wait to see what you think about this movie, John, because I honestly thought that this is one you would have already seen.
I should have. I just hadn't gotten around to it. It happens a lot of things. But I did manage to make it off of that website with only Bubblegum Crisis on Blu-ray, despite the fact they also have Gunsmith Cats and Riding Bean. Riding Bean is one of my favorite animes ever. And they have like the $70 super amazing version, which I will have to buy. I just cannot afford to do so right this moment. It's kind of Christmas.
But you got yourself your own Christmas present.
I did.
which you will enjoy, I'm sure.
I will. It means that like the what was to have like Robotech, someone's going to get some DVD copies. Hey, Kathy, you want some DVD copies? I should send. I should definitely send you Bubblegum Crisis. That's up your alley.
Yeah, I've
I don't
never
know.
seen it.
I don't know so much about all of Robotech. It's a lot of stuff to watch, but definitely, unless you're interested, in which case, by all means, I'll send it to you. But definitely sending you Bubblegum Crisis.
Yay. Did you miss my review of Split Second Cookie?
She didn't give it a rating though.
That's true.
Yeah,
I
what's the
didn't give
rating?
it a rating yet. I will give it 2 space herpes because I feel like it deserves to, but I had so much fun with it. It's such a fun movie. It's like, like with Megaforce, where you absolutely love it, but is it a well-crafted movie? Probably not. But yeah, this was fun. It could use a modern remake with effects, but I like the makeup they did on the monster guy. We won't spoil it for John because he's gonna watch it soon.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, by the time we meet again, I should hopefully have watched that and maybe Dune.
Maybe
Love
Dune.
to see. Maybe Dune. It's just time, you know. I get
Yeah.
sitting here and I
And
kind of want
Dune's
to do
long too.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's the biggest thing. Is
Yeah.
it's
Dune is such a long show.
so also. I mean, as everyone could tell by my energy at the beginning of this, I'm in a weird spot, psychologically speaking. So there are times when I'm just not in the mood to watch anything or do certain things. And being an adult, I just fucking don't.
Two tears in a bucket. Fuck it.
Yep. So,
Well, I actually got to finish the last bit of Doom Patrol, excuse me, not Doom Squad, Doom Patrol, and finish that out. And I will say I was not entirely happy with this season as much as I was with the last season. Was it still good? Yes. But the other season was much, much better. Hopefully it gets renewed for another one so they can continue the story. But I think it has a very limited run. I think they're going to have to eventually say, all right, here's the end of the story.
I'm honestly shocked it's doing as well as it did. That was a very, very quirky comic book.
Yeah, I was too. So I'm kind of surprised. So, and that's the reason why I'm like, just give it an ending so we know where it goes.
Actually, so funny since occasionally I'll just scroll through Twitter. James S. A. Corey, who is the writer of The Expanse, says it's okay to have an ending and just let your series
Yeah.
be done.
Oh yeah, and it's good to do that too because
Yeah.
it gives closure where a lot of series and shows never did, and you're always sitting there going, "What's going on? What's going on?"
Yeah, so I mean, it's okay to occasionally end your series. Like, that's what a lot of series have going against it, is that it didn't just end. I mean, we were talking about Matrix earlier. Sometimes they keep going with something that doesn't need to keep going. Now there are people who are going like, "Oh, you don't need to keep going with X." Like, they'll give a list of things that keep going on. I'm like, don't be stupid. There are certain things that can use a sequel, but some don't. It's hard for them to realize that, because so many things that could use a sequel but don't get it because it didn't do well, usually deservedly, sometimes not deservedly, and some things just don't know how to end.
Yeah. Yeah. Some things just don't know when to stop.
But to be honest, we love that feeling of knowing the characters. I mean, I need to watch the 9th Fast and the Furious movie because I'm here for that group, as long as they keep making movies and they're decent quality, I'll keep watching them.
Pirates of the
Pirates of
Caribbean.
the Caribbean, yes. That could have been a one and done.
Mhm.
I think the second one's I think that first trilogy is the second two are probably underrated because the first one was so good and everyone was just disappointed because they're expecting the first one again, which is our fault for expecting that. Expectations are a motherfucker. They will get you in a lot of these things.
Oh yeah.
We better stop before I talk forever.
Yeah, because we are past our time. Guys, we will not have an episode next week. We're going to take next week off, being all the holidays, and people are going to be coming back from everyone, or be just home relaxing for a bit. So we will be back. So let's see, what's our...
That's not to say there won't be anything next Sunday. There is a
Correct.
good chance, a higher than zero chance, that John will stream a video game, and there's a fair chance it might not be MechWarrior Online. I might just play something else just for shits and giggles.
Hey.
Right on.
We have a Facebook page. If you want to see me play something else, let me know. I might play Borderlands 3. I might just play Borderlands 2 because I like it better.
Which
I
are
might
you
play
going to
one
pick
of
up the
other million
new...
games I have.
You going to pick up the new one? What's her
Tiny
name?
Tina's Wonderland?
Yeah.
Do I have time? I don't have time for that.
I was
really
just
don't.
curious. So we will
I'd
be
like
back.
to, but I don't want to spend money on a game I'm just not going to play much of.
Yeah. We'll be back on the 2nd, January 2nd, with episode 199, isn't it? I think was what we're going to be at.
Yes, 199.
So, guys, everybody, please take care of yourself. Please be safe. Please wear a mask. Go get your shots. Go get your boosters. Wash your hands. Need someone to talk to? Reach out to us. We're here.
We want to see you at...
HUGCon 2022. Definitely want to see you at that. Because we want to see everybody at that. Everybody there happy and
Also,
healthy.
HUGCon 2022 is every convention next year.
Pretty much.
Technically correct.
Yeah. So, we're just going to go ahead and end it today. We're not going to send you off anywhere. So, everybody, be safe. If you're driving somewhere, make sure you get there safe and come back safe. For More Than Dice, I'm Gonzo.
I'm John.
I'm Kathy.
Good night.
Oh man, I gotta pee.